Hey everyone, welcome to the Mono Report. I'm your host Mono, and with 2017 almost in the rearview mirror, we've got 2018 to look forward to, and today I have a very special video analysing and discussing the 2018 superhero films that are just around the corner for you. Up behind me I've got a little graphic of where the dates are, and what I'm going to be doing is going through each studio and seeing which ones they are releasing. Now that we're at the end of 2017, a lot has changed in the superhero film landscape, so companies have merged, we've got different release dates coming out, we don't know which universes are still going to be the same at the end of 2018. It's a big year and there's a lot to look forward to. So let's go through each and every studio to see what they're releasing in 2018, and we can go through and see what we're most excited for. So first off, I'm going to go with Marvel Studios. And the first film Marvel Studios is going to be releasing in 2018 is Black Panther, which comes out on February 16th, 2018. Now I think it's safe to say a lot of people are really excited for Black Panther. You've got a great Black Panther in Chadwick Boseman. You've got an incredible cast including Michael B. Jordan, Andy Serkis, Martin Freeman, Lupita Nyong'o. It's a huge, very exciting cast, and I keep forgetting it's only a few months away. It only comes out in February. So I think there's a lot to look forward to, especially as someone who's been looking forward to seeing Black Panther get his own film on the big screen. He had a great introduction in Captain America Civil War. There's so much here that can be mined, and the world of Wakanda looks so exciting and very inviting. So I just cannot wait for Black Panther, and I'm sure a lot of you are anxiously awaiting its release in February. The next film on the Marvel Studios slate is Avengers Infinity War on May 4th, 2018. Now this is the big one. We've got the trailer. Yes, we've had all the memes about Thanos, but look, it's here. This is the culmination of the last 10 years that Marvel Studios, Marvel Cinematic Universe has built up to, from Iron Man through to Guardians of the Galaxy to now. This is everything that Kevin Feige has been building up to. It's an exciting time. We've got an amazing trailer where now we even have Spider-Man involved in the whole thing, and it's just super exciting to see everyone go toe to toe and see what universe changing effects the film may leave on our heroes going forward. Avengers Infinity War is incredibly exciting, and with another film the following year that follows up Avengers Infinity War, it's a great time to be a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then the next film on the Marvel Studios slate is Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man and the Wasp hits July 6th next year. The original Ant-Man kind of came out of nowhere, and considering all the drama that had happened before with Edgar Wright, the fact that it came out as well as it did, and it was so charming and exciting, is really what made Ant-Man stand out from the crowd, and it just made us more excited to see more adventures of Scott Lang in the future. And now we have Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp teaming up in what I'm really hoping will help expand the Ant-Man universe, where we can get more into the microverse, and as well as get a little bit more information on the original Wasp. So from Marvel Studios we come now to Sony. And Sony really has one major live action release, and they do have an animated release, but the slate above me will just go over the live action releases next year, but there is an animated release from Sony coming next year. The live action release is Venom, which hits on October 5th, 2018. This is the one starring Tom Hardy and Michelle Williams, and really is going to be more based on the Lethal Protector run from the comics, where we kind of see Venom be a bit more of an anti-hero and hopefully fight Carnage in this film. I know a lot of people are still very skeptical on Venom, just because it is seemingly disconnected from the Spider-Man universe at the moment. We don't really know if Spider-Man will be a part of Venom, but I'm sure as the trailers come out and the film does come out, we may get a bit more information on where this Venom film is in the universe, if it does have any ties to the MCU. We'll just have to wait and find out and see, but I'm honestly quite looking forward to Venom. I'm sure it's going to do well. It's a great time to be a Marvel fan, even though they are coming from different studios. It's a great year to be a Marvel fan in 2018. Now, while we are on the topic of Sony Marvel films, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse hits December 14th, 2018. This is an animated Spider-Man film that stars Miles Morales in the role and will involve all the different Spider-Mans from different universes, which is very exciting. It's been a major plot point in the Spider-Man comics for the last few years, where you get Spider-Gwen and all these different types of Spider-Man. It's a very exciting prospect, and I think it's something that definitely works much more in the animated realm, and it's going to be very exciting to see where they end up going with it. And if it does lead to people being more excited about Miles Morales and maybe see him introduced in the live action form in the MCU. Then we move on to 20th Century Fox. And now, as you are all aware of, Disney has bought the assets from 21st Century Fox, which means they now own 20th Century Fox and all its film properties, which means yes, the X-Men, Fantastic Four are going back to Marvel. Disney now owns those properties, so the MCU can be complete But 2018 has a number of films that's in the can. They have been shot, they are going to be released. The money has been spent on these films that it would be crazy not to release these films. So next year we really do have quite a bit of a diverse range of films that are coming from 20th Century Fox, which is what I've really liked about their style of films the last few years, where we've gotten films like Logan and Deadpool that have sort of pushed what Marvel films or superhero films could actually be. But next year we start off with New Mutants on April 13th, 2018. This is a film that I don't think anyone had an idea what it would actually be like. We'd heard it would be a horror film, but we'd all thought, it would probably be a superhero film with, some horror elements. But no, this is a straight up horror film. We've got wonderful talent like Anya Taylor-Joy and just a wonderful cast including Maisie Williams, and really push what a superhero film can be. I am very excited to see if New Mutants pays off and it works, because if it is good, then I would love to see more experiments like this. But again, with the Disney deal, it is hard to say whether anything past 2018 on Fox's original slate will actually still come out, but anything that is currently dated in 2018 will absolutely come out. Anything past that, we don't really know. The next film on 20th Century Fox's list is Deadpool 2, which hits June 1st, 2018. What can we say? It's Deadpool. Deadpool 1 came out of nowhere. People were very, very skeptical on whether it would do well, what it would mean for R-rated comic book films. And here Deadpool came. It changed the landscape of what an R-rated comic book film could be. You had great humor. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool. I don't think there's anyone who couldn't be excited for another Deadpool, especially with David Leitch directing this film. There's going to be a lot of stunts, obviously, with a name attached like that. So you can expect a lot of really fun action, which I think is good for a film like Deadpool, which the first one was a bit smaller, relied on sort of more visual effects heavy work, but this time we get a lot more in camera and a lot of really fun stunts and action, which is going to be really exciting to see, I think, for fans. Plus, hey, you've got the introduction of Cable. You've got Josh Brolin playing Cable in Deadpool 2 next year, in addition to seeing Josh Brolin play Thanos in Avengers Infinity War. So you're getting 2 doses of Marvel flavored Josh Brolin next year. How exciting is that? And then finally on the 20th Century Fox slate is X-Men Dark Phoenix, which releases on November 2nd, 2018. Now this is probably the only one on this list that I think is the biggest question mark. While Josh Boone directing New Mutants, it's a bit of a smaller gamble, and we're very much excited to see how New Mutants pays off. And Deadpool 2 has a lot of goodwill going behind it following the first Deadpool film. Simon Kinberg is directing X-Men Dark Phoenix, which X-Men Dark Phoenix is the first major directing gig from Simon Kinberg. So while he has had a big producing and writing role in the past, and he's been working with the X-Men franchise for the last 10 years, I think a lot of people are still a bit iffy on whether he can pull off a really satisfying X-Men film, especially considering he hasn't really done much directing in the past. So this is going to be very interesting to see if this film does pay off. I think a lot of people are going to be expecting this to be the final X-Men film in this continuity before Marvel and Disney reboot it in 2019. I mean, that's the most likely scenario from all of this. Disney could, of course, continue this continuity, but considering we've had this cast now since 2011 with X-Men First Class, I think a lot of people are wanting to see a bit of a fresh take on the X-Men continuity, which again has not only been from 2011, but began with Bryan Singer's X-Men film in 2000. So I think it is time to maybe give the X-Men a big boost in the arm with a bunch of fresh faces and a new cast that just will get people a lot more excited for the X-Men universe. And because, hey, we want to see Wolverine fighting the Hulk in the MCU. That's a dream a lot of us have always had. While, yes, we might not get as many experimental films as New Mutants and Deadpool, I think a lot of people are going to be very excited to just see the Marvel characters interacting with each other. If Deadpool 2 does do well at the box office, I think we would at least see that continuity continue at Disney, because why would you want to get rid of a film that, previously made 800 million or close to 800 million at the worldwide box office? It's crazy to think that a little R-rated film would make so much, but if you can do that with Deadpool and people still want it, then I don't think Disney are going to get rid of that. But I think X-Men Dark Phoenix at least is the biggest question mark on there, and if it is the final hurrah for that cast of X-Men and that continuity, then hey, I mean, they've had a good run. We've had a number of really well-received films and some that weren't as well-received, but I think it's still an exciting time to be an X-Men fan. And finally, we come to the sole release from Warner Brothers and DC in 2018, and that is Aquaman on December 21st, 2018. This is the only film that they will be releasing. This is directed by James Wan. I think a lot of people are very excited to see it, but they are a bit skeptical coming off of Justice League, even though I really enjoyed Justice League. I know a lot of people didn't, and the future of the DC universe is going to be sort of cleared up come January 2018. So it is going to be interesting to see what happens with Aquaman over the next 12 months. We do have a year out. It is going to be a very VFX heavy film, so obviously it's going to take a bit longer for it to come out, especially where water VFX are being created for the very first time that we haven't seen before. So I think James Wan can pull it off. He's been very successful at Warner Brothers. I have a lot of faith in Aquaman and James Wan, but I can understand why people would have some skepticism on whether the DC universe is in the right place at the moment. But hopefully come January we'll have some more concrete answers on where DC is going and where the DCEU will be. But I think there's a lot to look forward to. I think James Wan is an excellent director. I think he can pull off the same success or even better success that Wonder Woman saw earlier this year. And I think DC fans will have something to be excited for again come December 2018. But that's it, guys. That's the entire superhero slate for 2018. Which films are you most excited for? Do leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I think anything that Marvel Studios releases, I mean, you've got a wonderful release schedule with Ryan Coogler directing Black Panther, the Russo brothers back again with Infinity War, and Peyton Reed back again for Ant-Man. So you've got a number of very highly talented directors back working with Kevin Feige. I don't think anyone is doubting in their mind whether the Marvel Studios releases will be successful. I think Sony is still a very big question mark for a lot of people, whether they can pull off Venom or Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, you know, you can put that sort of in its own corner, being an animated film. There's a very different type of creative freedom behind that type of film, so there's different expectations to be had there. But if they can pull a Venom, I think as a big Venom fan, I'd be super happy if they do pull it off, but we'll have to see how it goes. And then obviously the Fox films, look, we've got a number of talented directors there, aside from the unproven Simon Kinberg, but I have faith that at least, you know, the more experimental films are going to give something a bit different to the superhero genre and differentiate things quite a bit to flavor things up a bit. And I think that's something to be very excited for. And if this is the last year of this type of X-Men continuity, and hey, we've had a good run, and I think people are ready to see at least the core cast of X-Men characters join the MCU once again come 2019, 2020 most likely. And then again, DC, we've had a rough time. You know, the Zack Snyder era is finished. We're not seeing Zack Snyder come back, but I think coming forward in this new age of DC films, if Warner Brothers and DC can get on the same page, get their act together, we can get some really exciting DC films. Again, I have a lot of faith in James Wan doing an excellent job with Aquaman. There's plenty to look forward to. So comment away, guys, what are you most excited for in 2018? If you did like this video, do hit the thumbs up button. Leave a comment down below in the comment section. Which superhero film are you most excited for? And if you would like to subscribe to the channel, do hit the subscribe button with a little bell next to it, which will remind you of when the Mono Report uploads new content. And don't forget, you can follow the Mono Report on Facebook and Twitter at the Mono Report. Thank you very much, guys, for this very special video, and don't forget to stay right here for your Mono Fix. Bye, guys.